Hi guys, hope you all are doing well and had a good day in the market. We start with the disclaimer as always, right? Anything and everything that will be shared in here is purely for informational purposes only and by no means directly or indirectly recommends any trades that you might want to take, right? And for that, you consult your financial advisor. And we are a SEBI registered research analyst. Excellent. So what did we analyze yesterday, right? So this is what we had. We said, about 25 or 21, I would be bullish, and below 24,861, I would be bearish, right? These are the levels that we had. And then we said, we could possibly do a gap down tomorrow, right? So one, it did gap down, and then it broke the 24,861 level. So if I put it in the 5 minutes chart, this is what we looked at, right? 25 24,858. So yeah, that's pretty much close. I think it's just the line that was not drawn correctly, but 24,858, it opened somewhere in here, and then it this red candle close was very weird, because one, typically, the 24,858, which was also, I think, the previous day's low, right? If I recall, look at this. This is Friday's low. So, typically you expect a retest, right, and a bounce up. So, I think I exited somewhere in here, and then, the market didn't give that bounce, and it continued that momentum, right, with good speed. And then, here it gave an opportunity to sell options, wherein, we saw that wick with the three hourly candles. But hey, the premiums are peanuts, right? You don't want to be selling and be caught on the wrong side of the market. So we had kind of bearish position. This wick shook us up, right, and then re-entered and drove a bit of this candle. So I think in a market like this, anything small is a big thing, right? So as long as you're able to manage, and I think this is a move that we haven't had for a very long time, right? A clear one, and fortunately we've been on track so far, right? So with that said, what next from here, right? So let's take a step back, and it is going to be very very important. Today's analysis is going to be very very important because we are in that juncture one where one small mistake is going to make it or break it, right? And if you're watching thus far, hit the like button there already, guys, right? I mean, I see a declining trend in the like button, and a lot of effort that goes behind it. And if you appreciate what we're doing, do hit the like button and comment. The YouTube algorithm likes, and share it with your friends and family, right? So with that said, the day candle is clearly bearish, right? A good solid candle, and let me also add volumes to it. Volumes are not very promising, but look at that volume there, right? Oh, this is something that is very interesting. On a Tuesday, did it happen in the last? Yeah, there you go, 45 minutes. It all happened in the last, 75 minutes. I'm using 75 because the hourly last one is just 15 minutes. This one, right? So look at the selling, guys. I did not look at this, right? So is this a bear trap? Or are these new positions? We'll dive into it, right? But hey, price is bearish on hourly. Let me look at it on weekly. While we're just on Tuesday, look at that, right? Last week's candle. This is interesting. It broke the low of the last week's candle, and it has come down beautifully, right? So day is bearish, hourly also is bearish, right? And so is weekly in all time frames, while it's still very early. So price is bearish, right? That's given. Let me also add RSI to it and see if there's any divergences in here, right? 15 minutes, 45 minutes, not really, right? So volume also is bearish, right? We don't know if that is the bear trap, or if we're going to continue go down south. We don't know as yet, right? So price is clearly bearish, absolutely no second thoughts there. Looking at Nifty's options data, right? Look at that. Why changed? We had 4 crore calls written today, and 2 crore, 2.39 crores were um, short covered or rather long unwinded today, which is what brought the markets down. 24 700 we saw, 750, 800. We were part of these gangs in there. But premiums are way too low unless you've got your deep pockets and can take a higher risk is when selling is lucrative in the market today, right? So change in OI is bearish. Overall open OI is as well bearish, right? This is more 3:2 ratio. 24 700 is a support, 24 800 is a resistance, and then 25,000 is a massive resistance, right? So it doesn't look like 25,000 is going to be broken just based on the data, right? So price is bearish, options data also is bearish, right? And then now let's move into the Elliott wave, right? So if you're following, if you haven't seen yesterday's video, please go and watch it. Absolutely mandatory, right? So we had both the possibilities on this bounce from here, right? This is especially students pay attention, because I think it is going to be interesting, right? We looked at this as a 5 wave and we said this could be an evolving zigzag, right? Which is this being an A, something that we looked at, and we were expecting a 5 wave in here, right? So if I get into a 15 minutes chart, this we already looked at yesterday, right? Look at this wave C in here, right? This is the trend line that we had. It broke and it closed somewhere in here. Boom, gap down, wave 3 of C. And guys, I forgot to mention one thing. I did post it on the YouTube post. So if you're not subscribed to it, do keep the notification turned on, because I think we post quite a lot of intraday updates. I mean, we've got this member section for folks who have joined our membership, and for recommendations and trainings. I get a lot of questions around it. I have disabled it because Rigi is closing their platform, right? So it doesn't mean we're stopping to train or to provide recommendations for our existing customers. Nothing is absolutely changing. We're looking to transition from Rigi to another vendor, and we still have time till 20th of September. So for existing customers, absolutely no impact at all. But I've taken a pause for the new enrollments, right? Both for recommendations and for training. And if you're wanting to enroll, before that, drop us an email and I'll be happy to give you a call and discuss, because there is a backup plan for it, right? So that's one thing that I wanted to share in here today. Good that um, right that came up. And so yeah, I also posted, be careful with the shorts. Quite a lot of updates happen in our community. So if you're interested, do look check that out, right? So C is this 1 2 3 4 and 5, right? This is one of the possibilities. And so 5 is either over or is evolving, right? So I'm basically cautious with the shorts, right? I'm not too keen in shorting this market because the risk reward to ratio is not a favorable one. And looking at wave 5, if I see if there's any divergence, not really, but there's a bit of it, right? Look at this, prices did lower, lower low. RSI is more flat, relatively flat, right? So not looking to short this market because the risk reward is not favorable. So I would rather wait and look to buy the dip. Could be tomorrow or day after, right? So typically what we do is before the market trend changes, we start discussing about it, right? So this is one of the possibilities that are open, and for all, given the expiry, we could drag tomorrow and day after, right? So this is not a market that I would continue to fight. I mean, we've been telling that every day, right? Keep it light, keep it easy. If you see profits, book an exit. because this is not an easy market for anyone to trade, right? And when I say that, that includes me as well. So that's on the Nifty side. Let's quickly look at Bank Nifty, a quick one, because it's monthly expiry. Look at that, right? I think this is what we looked at yesterday, right? 55,051. If it breaks that, we're going down south. So let me delete it, remove 9 drawings. There you go. Price is extremely bearish, extremely bearish, worse than Nifty. Because if I look at this candle and the volumes, they both are supporting. Everything is negative. So there's no reason to be bearish, as there's no reason to be bullish as yet. But let's look at the options data for Bank Nifty and see what that's saying. Change in OI, calls, too many put, long unwinding, 38 lakhs. So that's good numbers, right? To 15 lakhs, given the monthly expiry. And 97 to 68, if I recall, we had a similar number yesterday for the overall total calls to puts. 54 500 seems to be the support, and as for opening, we predict every day for the opening. I'm not expecting a big gap up or a gap down. It's more a muted opening is what I'm looking at. Muted in the sense plus or minus 20, 30, 40 points, right? Not a large one. So Bank Nifty seems to be turning more bearish, right, than on Nifty. And if I look at the so this was a solid correction from the top, and then we're undergoing this was ABC, and then maybe the last leg down. But this clearly looks like an impulsive wave, right, which is from here. What we looked at yesterday was this triangle. This was one of the possibilities. And or what we looked at was A, B, C. C doesn't look like, or this could be an impulsive wave also. Remember, this is a working session, and I'm not a Bank Nifty fan or look at the charts to trade, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not an expanding triangle either. So this, I think I'm trying to force it. So this is basically a correction in here, right? But from here, if you look at it, this is clearly a 5 wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The question is 5 extended for it to make it a wave C, and then we reverse? We don't know, right? So which reminds me of Fibonacci, right? I think it is important to keep an eye on the Fibonacci. Let me delete everything. We'll have to go back to Nifty to check on that, where we are. So if I look at this entire bounce in here, we've not retraced even to 38%, right? So 53,783 is going to be very important on Bank Nifty to keep an eye on. So yeah, price is bearish. No reason to be bullish as yet. So keep an eye. Stay cautious is all I can say, right? So if I look at this retracement, one is this larger retracement. So Nifty definitely can have a good healthy dip, right? The question here is, will we have a short bounce up for tomorrow, right? That's what we are more interested in to plan for tomorrow. I'm not sure if I deleted all those labelings. I'll have to redo. Which is this, right? This bounce in here. We spoke about this yesterday, right? So 24,648 is going to be a level that I would be keeping a close eye on and see how the market evolves, right? So yeah, I mean, and then we saw the news of more tariffs in India, blah blah. Things are getting escalated. The pressure or the tension is only building up. So keep an eye on the news along with the technicals, because news impact can be devastating. And while we have technicals, technicals may not work, may or may not work depending on how the news evolves. But I'm not extremely bearish for now. I'm expecting more a consolidation for the next couple of days. We may do a mild gap down and consolidate all day. And as a buyer, I'm going to stay away, save my capital, and so will I be as a seller, right? Because it's neither of it is easy given the markets that we are in. Had a good opportunity today. Um, so yeah, taking one day at a time. Guys, have a great rest of the evening. Do absolutely hit that like button and absolutely comment. Right, I always look forward to your views, and it's always good to get the confirmation, right? And like I always say, as much as you look for my videos, I'm equally, if not more, eager to hear from you on your views, right? Because I think you all bring different perspectives. Some use indicators, some use volume profiles, market profiles. So it's always good to have that confirmation. Guys, have a great rest of the evening. Bye now. Cheers.